Hello, this is Dr. David A. Gaitros, Department of Computer Science at Florida State University, and I'd like to welcome you to my undergraduate lecture series on selected topics in computer science. You can find these videos and others at my YouTube channel at the URL listed below, or you can simply go to YouTube and search using Gaitros and FSU as keywords. Now on to the lecture. Welcome to Programming 1, C++. What I'd like to right now do is, before we really start working on a lot of the stuff in the class, I'd like to go over a programming style guide. Some of the things I say in it may not make sense right now, but they will. I've put this programming style guide out on my course website for my students to use. And if you're interested in seeing what it looks like, those of you who are not in my class can email me at dgaitros@fsu.edu, and I'll send you a copy of it. It's a public domain, and you're welcome to use it in your own classes. Anyway, let's go ahead and pull it up, and let's take a look at it. I'll show you what it looks like. This is a style guide, and it's actually an old Burroughs 205 computer. I've actually programmed on that machine many years ago, so it was an appropriate picture to put on it. Very short little style guide, and some people may disagree with some of the things I put on here, and that's okay. Everybody has their own style. Quickly, variable names, usually nouns, not always, usually nouns that kind of describe the item. Day counter, menu option, month, year, etc. sort of things. They can't be reserved words. Short names are acceptable, but always be more than one character. The old days of I and J and U with the old Fortran computers or Fortran compilers are usually gone. I'll make some corrections here while I'm going on. Variable numbers are almost always in lowercase, or at least that's the way we have them, and usually we try to initialize them too. Function names are usually verbs that describe an action that needs to be done, and we characterize them by making the first letter of each of the words in uppercase and then separating them by an underscore. So if I can just say give you the read mode layout for this so it looks a little bit better. Yeah, okay, very good. All right. Constants, we make them in uppercase just to make them stand out, and usually nouns like variable names should not contain underscores. They can. I said nothing is written in stone here. Class and type definitions, usually nouns also. First letter is always uppercase. Words are separated also by underscores. And whenever we have a class, type def, or enum, a lot of times I'll actually append it with the word class, type def, or enum just to tell the user exactly what it is. Separate all operators by at least one space. When breaking operations across the line, put operators at the end of the line, not the beginning. Avoid making lines longer than 80 characters. That just makes them fit on the screen a little bit better. It's kind of an old habit. Card sizes used to be 80 characters. All code should be indented, and indentation should be at least 4 spaces to make it stand it out. And there are some following indents for if statements, in between and in brackets, switch statements, for loops, while loops, and do loops all work pretty much the same way. You should also, there's uses of brackets, but what I really want to go over here is the use of comments. So for the use of comments right here, I'm going to actually copy and paste this, and I'm actually going to lower this out and put it into my program right here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and edit, paste. Oh, there we go. Now, these are kind of the standard comments that I use, and again, a lot of people may disagree with this on how to do this, but this is something we used many years ago in a job that I was in, where we actually had a program that would actually parse the comments and pull information out of them. So it looks like this. You'll notice that I surround my program, my comments, with these like block comments is actually what they're called. This is to make them stand out and say, hey, here's a comment, look at this. And then spell corrector. Um, I have several categories in it: the function name, routine name, subroutine name, the description as to actually what it does, and a fair amount of details. Additionally, I also put in, if I'm passing parameters to it, I list each parameter, the type, and what it's used for, the date, the date that the function was not only created, but the date it was last modified. And sometimes people will actually also go put in this. They'll actually put in a revision, revised, and put in a date. Let's see, today is 1/16 and is 2019. Data comments. The author. I'm going to go ahead and put my name in here. Dr. David. Oops. I put author. Excuse me. I get a little. There we go. Put it right here. There we go. That's what we want to do. Make them line up nice. Author, Dr. David Gaitros, and you can put your affiliation if you want to. Florida State University. Ta-da, go Noles. And the last thing I put on here, and this is particularly good for students, references. Okay, references. If you obtained your code from some source, and it should be a source that's authorized, what you want to do is you want to list it here. If you got it from the book, if you got it from the class notes, if you obtained it from a website that you're authorized to visit, then what you want to do is you want to put the references here and say this is where I obtained this idea, or where I obtained this snippet of code. This avoids the issue of plagiarism. And I place this block comments above every function or every routine that I have. If you only beginning programming, you may only have a main routine, then this should go up at the top. Obviously you wouldn't have a parameter description, but you would have the date, you would have the author, you would have references where maybe you obtained the information, as well as the name of the program itself and its description. Use this style guide. Again, if you want a copy of it, email me, dgaitros at fsu.edu. I'll just put that right here by my author. Okay. Okay. Contact is dgaitros at fsu.edu, and I'll send you a PDF version of it. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this. Look forward to doing another one. Have a good day.